Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Life podcast. I'm your host, Abby Luckett, and life has a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and many in-betweens, but the thing that remains consistent is our God. So let's see what we talk about today. Dancing with the Stars is slowly but surely sweeping the nation. I absolutely love this show. It has filled my entire TikTok feed at this point. I am looking at it on YouTube Shorts. I'm looking at it at long YouTube format. I am checking the pros' Instagrams. I'm checking the stars' Instagrams. And to be quite frank, I too want to be on that show one day. Mark my words. I will. I will be on Dancing with the Stars one day. I'm saying it. I'm not speaking it into existence because I don't believe in manifestation. However, something in my bones, people. I'm telling you. Abby for Dancing with the Stars celeb 2020 blank. Could it happen? We don't know. But what I will say is that I feel like Dancing with the Stars has found its way into the homes of many, many, many families. And for good reason. It's a family-friendly show. It's on Disney, so you know that it's going to be something appropriate for your children to watch. But there's a level of adultness to it to where it kind of fits every age. It started with the generation that was a little bit older. My grandma was obsessed with it, and I feel like very prominently you would hear people that watch Dancing with the Stars that were younger. They would be like, oh, my grandma loves that show, or I watched the show with my grandma, or it's my favorite, my grandma's favorite show. It is now a younger generation's favorite show. And I'm talking to the point to where it is everywhere. And I think TikTok, the app, the social media app, really helped pick up the swing of things. I think that there's an influx in the influencers that they're bringing onto the show. It's not just like higher A-list celebrities. They're now bringing on content creators and people that are a little bit more relatable to the everyday common household person. I mean, that's the reason why influencers were so popular to begin with, because they were relatable. They were just like you and me. They made the everyday mundane seem fun, and there was something about the influencer before it became the coined term influencer that drew people to their screens to watch their content. And now those people, that prototype, is being put onto your screen at home for said show, Dancing with the Stars. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a brilliant concept. I proudly have been watching since I was about 5, so I was there before everything started picking up. Okay, I proudly am a DWTS super fan. I've watched every single season from the day I can remember. And today I'm going to share with you my curated list of my dream cast of Dancing with the Stars that I spent about 20 minutes writing out. However, this has been a thought in my mind for a while. I run lots of miles throughout the week, and I have a lot of things to think about. I do listen to a lot of Dancing with the Stars podcasts. I find it so interesting to hear what the rehearsal process is like, how much time these people are spending on things, what the casting process is like. There's so much that goes into it that I truly find really, really interesting. So I do think a lot about like, oh, I would like this person on the show, or I would like this person on the show. The list that I'm going to share with you today, some of them are a little unrealistic, and you'll see why. But there are no rules for this podcast episode because it is my perfect list. Therefore, we're not having any set rules. We can have anybody and everybody. Okay? So before we get into that, let's just get into the current Dancing with the Stars pros. I will list them out to you now. We have Emma Slater, Brandon Armstrong, Val Chmerkovsky, I think is how you say it, Britt Stewart, Pasha Pashkov, Alan Burston, why is Lindsay Arnold on this list? Lindsay Arnold is not a pro this season. Okay, anyways. Gleb Savchenko, Whitney Carson, Daniela Karagach, Jenna Johnson, Mark Ballas, Riley Arnold, Ezra Sosa, and Jan something. I don't know Jan's name, but Jan is a new pro this season. Okay, so those are the pros. So let's start here. If you don't know the concept of Dancing with the Stars, let me break it down for you. You have pros that are trained salsa ballroom dancers. And then you have your celebrities who are then paired with a pro. These celebrities can be anything from singers, actors, radio TV hosts, athletes, influencers, people in the news, people who used to have a career when they were younger and then kind of took a break to focus on family or whatever, you name it. It's a well-known household name. And the casting team gathers a miscellaneous group of people that kind of fit all these different categories. So you'll have on one season the NBA player and the gymnast, and then you'll also have the actor who is currently acting right now in movies, and then you'll also have the actor who is 20 years retired from acting in movies, and then you'll also have your fashionista, and then you'll also have someone who was president, or I don't know. I don't think they've ever had someone who's president. Maybe they have. That might have been before my time. I actually think they did have someone who was a political figure, and that's why the old host quit. Because I saw a clip. I'm like deep in the lore of Dancing with the Stars, okay? But the previous host, Tom Bergeron, I think is how you say his last name. He used to host America's Funniest Home Videos. I saw a video of him saying that he quit because the Dancing with the Stars casting team casted a political figure who he didn't align with his political beliefs. And so he knew that season was going to be his last season. I saw a video, okay? I saw him saying that in this video. So it is a pretty credible source, but I may be getting my facts wrong because I didn't currently fact check it before I shared it on this podcast, but I literally heard him say that. So I don't know who the political figure is, but they've casted throughout the years some pretty controversial people. I don't really talk about politics much. I don't really get into it, but I don't know. I wish we lived in a world where people just had their beliefs and we just kind of existed. But anyways, I'm not going to get into that right now. What I am going to get into is my curated list. So I took this current season of the Dancing with the Stars Ballroom Pros and I paired them with someone. I did bring back a couple of pros just because they're my favorites and I don't want to part without them. Okay. Again, it's my list. I can do what I want. So I'm going to read this list to you now. Starting with number 1, Jenna Johnson. Jenna Johnson won last season with Joey Graziadei. If you don't know any of these names, then this is probably going to be either a really boring podcast, a really confusing podcast, or a very informative podcast. However, I still encourage you to continue listening because you're going to hear a lot about how my brain works from the people that I've cast in this 2026 season, if you will. Jenna is very spunky, big personality. She's absolutely ripped. I'm pretty sure her abs are trending online right now because she's just so strong. She is very driven, it seems. And I'm talking about these people like I know them. I don't know them. I'm just gathering all this information from the show or their social medias. But again, I watch a lot of their social media because I find them very interesting. And for the most part, they post pretty like family friendly things. I guess because they're associated or affiliated with a family friendly show. So they kind of have to be, but it works out for someone who morally likes to fill their mind with things that are morally I align with. So it works. Anyways, Jenna Johnson is very driven, very determined, and will push you very hard. I believe that if you have Jenna as a partner, you will go pretty far. Obviously, that didn't speak for this season, but she was also given a celebrity who didn't necessarily wasn't able to really like move their body or be very mobile. And so there's only so much you can do in situations like that. However, I think with this person, she would go far. So with Jenna, I would cast Forrest Frank. Forrest Frank is a singer, a Christian singer. He makes pop music. He started out as a singer in Surfaces, the band, but he has a really, really great ability to reach people who aren't Christian just through his music because it is really, really good music, and he spreads the light of Jesus in his lyrics very tastefully. It's not like he's branding Jesus or he's like screaming it in your face. It's a very tasteful, pleasant way of placing like scripture and the Holy Spirit into a song while making it something very current that a lot of people want to listen to just because it has beats that are pretty contemporary and pop that align with what people want to listen to today. And so he has a really, really great way of spreading the gospel through his songs and making Jesus known worldwide. I think Forrest Frank definitely has rhythm. He's a singer, so he would check that off the list if he was put on Dancing with the Stars. But I also think he's a pretty mobile guy. Like, I know he broke his back because he was skateboarding very recently, and that's how he started producing all these songs, but he was skateboarding. So he definitely is athletic. He definitely has that mobile aspect to him. So I definitely think that he would be really, really good on this season. Number 2, Whitney, my girl Whitney. I would pair her with, this is so funny. This is such a niche person to cast as this, but the reason I'm casting this person is because I would also cast their wife, which you'll hear in my list a little bit later. Their wife is the reason that they are known today, which they wouldn't care me saying that because we're pretty close friends with them, but it's just funny. This person is a mentor in Ryan and I's life, more so Ryan because this person's male. But we look up to them a lot. They're really, really smart. And I think that if they really, really set their mind to this, they could succeed. But the thing about this person is that they would have to choose to like do it. Like they've got so much on their plate right now. They're doing so much. So it would have to come at the right time. But with Whitney Carson, I would cast Caleb Ward, aka Janine Amapola Ward's husband. This dude, from what I know about him, obviously we're not like besties. We only got to know them about a year ago. But it seems like anything this dude tries, he's just like naturally good at it. I don't know what it, like he runs, he plays basketball or golf, and he's now gonna be a lawyer, and just all of these like total like, oh, boom, 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 boom. You're doing all this stuff and now you're really good at it and now you're excelling in it. And so just put Dance right in that list because I think he'd be great. Danny, or Danielle, if you will. She's one of my favorite female pros, arguably my favorite female pro, just because the way that she executes her dance moves is insane. She is such a talented dancer, and I also think it's so cool how stereotypically she'll get paired with pretty tall men or very, very big men. If you've ever seen a clip from Dancing with the Stars with like a tiny girl and a super, super, super tall guy, like basketball player looking kind of guy, it's Danny. I would cast her with Christian Huff, aka Sadie Robertson Huff's husband. I think Christian Huff will actually one day be on this show, unless he just like doesn't want to do it. But I do think he's the perfect type of person to legitimately be on this show. He runs a ministry for men. It's like a fitness ministry. He's really, really big into faith and fitness and infiltrating Christianity into your fitness and all this sort of stuff. And I think he'd just be such a great light. I think people would fall in love with him, honestly. I watched Duck Dynasty and Duck Dynasty The Revival, which he is in the season of Duck Dynasty The Revival. And I know it's easy to like hate on someone, and we do keep up with the Duck Dynasty franchise, again, because we love the Christian content life. We think it's really great and really fun. And I listened to Sadie Robertson's podcast, who Sadie was actually on Dancing with the Stars. She got second, I believe, with Mark Ballas. But I do know that Christian Huff gets hate online. What influencer doesn't get hate online? I think this show could be really good to show like a softer side to him, because it's really easy to see this like big and burly man and be like, oh, let's hate on him. But number one, I mean, we shouldn't hate on anyone. Number two, I just think this show has a really great ability of letting people show sides of themselves that they aren't able to show otherwise. Like when you're on a TV show, you don't get a say in what goes out and what doesn't go out and how things are edited and how things aren't edited, unless you're an editor or a producer, which they might be, I don't know. But you can only portray your personality in a certain way to a certain extent when you're on a reality show or when you're living in such a broad spotlight. Like people are going to form their opinions about you no matter what. But what I've noticed about this show is you can have anyone on the show and you do see a different side of them because they're put in different environments they've never been put into before. And they are just able to share more of who they really are on the show. And from what I've seen, again, never had a conversation with the guy, but he seems like a really great guy. So, Christian Huff. Emma Slater. Emma Slater is another one of my favorite pros. I absolutely love her. She stereotypically gets cast with an older, less mobile celebrity. And I will just go ahead and say this right now. I am voting for her currently every single week. Every single week. I text Andy, which is the name of her celebrity, 10 times to 21523 every week, and I also vote 10 times online. I love Emma, and I'm Team Andy. Sorry, guys. I vote with the heart. Listen, I don't think he's a bad dancer at all. I think comparatively, okay, yeah, he may not be the most skilled person on the cast, but Andy and Emma are so sweet that I want to see them on my TV screen every week, I guess I should say. I vote for the heart. I do. I vote on your spirit. I vote on who you are as a person. And Andy's a light. Andy's funny. Andy's sweet. Andy wants to be there so bad. I'll text Andy 10 times to 21523. I will. But for this season of my season with Emma, I would put Matt Howard. If you don't know Matt Howard, he is husband to Abby Howard. They are a TikTok influencer YouTube couple. I find that couple really, really, really interesting. I listen to their podcast, which I don't really know how to address this it's not my place to talk about, but they've been public about this and I feel wrong going on with the conversation, talking about them without addressing it. But they did just announce that they had a miscarriage and I can't even imagine what that feels. And I can't sit here and be like, oh, I know how you feel, because that's just insensitive. I don't know how they feel. I know what pain feels like, but I don't know that kind of pain. And so my heart goes out to them. Obviously, they're not listening to this, but it is something I have to address just because there are no words that I can say to help, but I'm just here and I'm praying for them constantly. And I just don't have words, but my heart is hurting for them and I want to mourn with them as well. So I just wanted to put that out there and not just gloss over the fact that there are some really hard things in this world, and props to them for sharing it and for helping other people who are going through it. They are such a light in such a dark space. And yeah, so wanted to address that. Now we're going to continue on. I would cast Matt Howard with Emma because I think Matt would win. I really think Matt would win. Matt and Abby, I know their story because I listened to their podcast, but they met literally in a musical doing musical theater. They went to college to pursue musical theater just like I did. So they've got that musical touch to them. They've got that rhythmic side to them. Ryan and I's first dance was to one of Matt Howard's songs that he wrote. So he's musically inclined as well. So he can dance. He's got rhythm. And I just think he's a sweet guy. I think he's misunderstood. There's a lot online about lots of controversy about that couple. And if I'm being quite honest, it's not that I don't understand why. I get that when you see clips online, short clips of things, they can come off without context really, really bad and not very good. I totally understand that. But people are human and people are people and people are entitled to their own feelings, even if you don't agree with them. And I do think that, again, he is such a great personality for TV. He's open about everything. He's able to share how he really feels. And they're really, really good on the screen. I feel like I know them and I've never met them before, but it's because I watched their podcast and their YouTube videos and I'm like, oh yeah, I know them. That is such an incredible quality to have as an entertainer and as a content creator in this industry. I really, really think he would win, if I'm being quite honest. So, moving on. Britt Stewart, love her. She is such a cutie, such a softie. I would put my dad with her. Why? My dad would kill it in Dancing with the Stars, people. He would absolutely knock the socks off of the audience. Talent-wise, maybe not. I love you, Dad. But if I'm comparing him age-wise to a 20-year-old, he's a little bit older, so he may not be able to move as easily and as effortlessly. But my dad can dance, and my dad has heart and soul. My dad is someone who is a silent, cuddly bear. So meeting him face to face, you'd be like, oh, that dude probably doesn't like me. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe not he doesn't like me, but he's not going to come up to you and be like, hey, oh my gosh, hey. He's just going to kind of be there and he's quiet. But when you really get to know him, you're like, oh my gosh, he is the sweetest man I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think America would love that. I think he would last, honestly, probably till top 5. Really. I think it's the confidence thing for him that is really, that I love about my dad, is that he is a humble man, but he's driven and determined. And so that can bleed into his confidence, because he's not going to get his confidence from pride or anything like that. My dad is a firm in his faith Christian guy who is very, very humble. And so he's got that confidence from the Lord. So I really think he would do well. And I grew up dancing with my dad. My dad danced with me at cotillions and weddings and things like that. Just, he's pretty smooth with it. And I'm pretty sure him and my mom used to go line dancing back in the day. Again, they just haven't done it in a while. So he'd need to kind of brush up on his skills. But I actually think he would do really good. Love you, Dad. I added this person, Peta Troy. I don't know how to say her last name. Okay. She married a Markovsky. I also don't know how to say that last name. If you watched Dancing with the Stars before this year, last year, the year before, when it started really picking up, you know Peta. You love Peta. Peta is so talented. Peta is so great. And that's why I would put Peta with Ryan Luckett. Of course I would cast Ryan Luckett in this season of Dancing with the Stars. This is my perfect list. I want to see my husband win. I want to see my husband dance. Also, Ryan and I filmed a Dancing with the Stars video for YouTube that'll actually be coming out soon. And I taught him a dance, which I'm not a pro at all. I don't know about ballroom at all. I haven't danced in like a year. But let me just say, he kind of killed it, and he picked up really, really fast. He learned one of like the entire dances in like 20 minutes, which obviously it wasn't like technique filled and all that sort of stuff and performance ready, but he remembered the steps. Like, he knew what came next, and he has got some pretty mobile hips. He's good at shifting his weight. He's really strong. And again, I think America would love him. An attractive, morally good, like bring home to mom type, funny, sweet guy. You don't even have to be good at dancing, and America's gonna love you. Come on. Can I get a name in? Ah! I love my husband. I think he's great for TV. Ryan, if we were not married, I think would be great for the Bachelor franchise. Okay, now hear me. Don't twist my words. Okay. Christian vibes only, right? You got to stay morally good. Okay. Which I think he would do. And that's why I think he'd be great. He is such a great TV personality, which is why I'm like, how'd you grow up playing baseball and you never stepped on a stage? Because Ryan's got this entertainment performance quality about him that I am just now seeing. And I think it's come out because we filmed content, but he, prior to this, has never had experience like filming or doing things before. And I'm like, how is this coming so naturally to you? Like, you are so good at this and it is so natural. Like, how? So I do think he's got that entertainment quality about him. Ryan's not a shy guy. He's not timid or wanting to like hide behind anything. Like, he's out there. He's confident. I think he would win, honestly. He'd give Matt Howard a run for his money, but I do think he would win. Moving on to the male pros. First, we have Ezra Sosa. And with Ezra, I would put Ali Yost. She is the host of Christ with Coffee on Ice. I think America would fall in love. America already has fallen in love with Ali Yost. Let's be for real. She's so cool. She's so funny. She's so relatable. She makes the best Christian content because it is so filled with the Holy Spirit, but it's also relatable and funny. Like, sometimes she can come out and really just say something super convicting and great and anointed by the Holy Spirit, and then the next day she'll just be like blah, 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 and it's super funny and relatable. She has such a great quality about her that just makes loving Jesus seem not daunting to the unbeliever and very inviting. And yeah, I just really, really like her and her content and her message, because, you know, her message is Jesus. Like, come on, girl, that is amazing. But for Dancing with the Stars wise, I think she'd be great for TV. I think she'd do really great with dancing. I don't really know her dance experience, but I think she'd be great. I don't know. I mean, you've definitely got a leg up when you're more in your mobile years, you know? Sometimes I feel for the people that are older that are cast, because they're competing with people that are younger and their bones and their body is just more mobile. So that is a factor that you kind of have to like count into with judges voting and with people voting and all that sort of stuff. Anyways, I think Alios would be really good on Dancing with the Stars. Next, with Alan, we have none other than Jackie Hill Perry. I think Alan is someone who is very much so like best friend vibes. He is someone I would really like to be paired with. He just seems super, super down to earth, really fun, a great hang. And Jackie Hill Perry is super chill. If you don't know who she is, she's a Christian speaker. She does rap. She has a great story. She wrote the book Gay Girl, Good God. And I think she's just very like bro, just funny and like just a good hang. Like, I think them together would be best friend vibes. I don't really know what her dancing experience is like, but from a personality standpoint, I think that pairing would be really good. Next is Pasha. I absolutely love Pasha as a pro. I think he's such a softie, such a sweetie, very down to earth. And for that reason, I'm putting him with... Why can I not talk today? For that reason, I am putting him with Reese Weaver. Reese is from the Netflix... Oh my gosh, I literally cannot talk. Netflix, Abby, get your words right, series, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader? No, it's called America's Sweetheart. She's from America's Sweetheart. I fell in love with her season 1. She is such a great person. Literally every moment that she had to talk about Jesus, she did. She was like, I'm only dancing for God. Like, I'm here because of the glory of God. I mean, she is just such a great girl. I think she would also win. I mean, she's literally a dancer, so it may not actually be really fair, but they cast dancers on this season of Dancing with the Stars too. Like, literally, there's this girl named Whitney. She's a Mormon wife girl, or like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She's paired with Mark Ballas, and she's literally ballroom trained. So if she's allowed, then Reese Weaver is definitely allowed, even though she's a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Also, think about the opening number. Like, the first number is the introduction to who you are, and everyone kind of like tailors it to themselves. Think about the costumes. They would dance to Thunder. It would be so good. It would be so good. Next, which I actually also think Reese Weaver could be on that show later on down the line once she's done being a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Next, we have Brandon. This one is a very, very niche pairing because I don't know if you all know who this is. I post about her all the time. She's one of my best friends in the history of the world. Her name is Autumn Upright. And I would have her on the show. She's our neighbor. Shout out to her. She's pregnant. Her and her little baby. Her and her little belly. Like, literally, when I say she's our neighbor, she's like 3 houses down. Like, I see this girl every day. Absolutely love her. She did content for our wedding. One of my bestie girls. We went to high school together. Like, we grew up within the same circles, but we never talked to each other in high school. We've only recently become friends in our adult life, which is really funny, but she's also in the grade above me, so our paths never really crossed. But I would cast her with Brandon because Brandon is one of my other favorite male pros. If I was on the show, there are so many that I'd want to be with, but Brandon is definitely in that list. Brandon is just such a sweet guy. He seems so nice, and Autumn is such a sweet girl. You guys may not know her, but I know her, and she's amazing. I also think she's capable of a lot more dance-wise than she may think she is. Plus, she played soccer, so she's got that athletic ability. Next, we have Val Chmerkovsky. I don't know how to say it. I would pair him with Priscilla Shirer. Listen, Val is a little more harsh. Val is a little more strict. Val is a little more, these are the rules. These are the ha ha ha. Let me tell you how it's done. He's an incredible pro. And I think Priscilla Shirer, the powerhouse that she is, that pairing would be unstoppable. That would be like dynamite. Next, Gleb. I don't even know how to say his last name, so I'm not going to try to say it. I would pair Gleb with Sally McRae. If you don't know who Sally McRae is, she's an ultra marathon runner. I am a huge fan of her. If there's one person I would fangirl over, it's Sally McRae. She is someone who I've looked up to in the running world since I started running long distance marathons. She's incredible. She's so fun, so awesome. She just recently spoke here in Bowling Green, actually, at a race that we did. A firm believer, and just an all-around 10 out of 10 girl. She's a BPN athlete. Like, yeah, she's just awesome. That reminds me, I literally forgot someone in my female pros list. Danny. Did I say Danny? No, I didn't say Danny. Okay, we're going back up to Danny as a female pro because I forgot to talk about her, and then we'll get back to Sally McRae. I would pair Danny. Danny is married to Pasha, if you wanted to know. I would pair Danny with Nick Bear, who is the founder and CEO of BPN. Nick Bear is a burly, brawny, huge guy who runs Olympic level marathon paces. He is so cool. He coined the term hybrid athlete, if I'm unaware, or if I'm aware, or if I'm correct. I don't know what the proper word to say is, but I think if he didn't coin the term, he definitely made it really, really popular. He has built BPN Athletics, this huge company that fuels like gels and electrolytes and recovery, just like a huge supplement company for endurance athletes and hybrid athletes. I use all their gels. I use all of their like carb drink mixes, electrolytes every single day. I absolutely love their products. I've never ran better than I have on BPN products, and I can confidently say that. This isn't sponsored, but I really do like their products. And he is someone who, again, I listen to his podcast, and if he's not going to commit to something unless he's going to do it to 110% of his ability. And so I think if he went on Dancing with the Stars, he would absolutely crush it. I think it'd take a different style of training, but I think he'd really enjoy a different style of training because there are just certain people, especially endurance athletes, where you've got to have a certain kind of mental determination that is unlike other people. And I definitely think he falls in that category. Also, I think it's really cool that he's a super driven guy and this like gym bro guy, but he values his family and God above all else. I think it's really easy to put a lot of focus on like, stay hard, go hard, train hard, hustle, that you feel like you can't prioritize your family and accomplish your fitness goals. But he's really, really good about family, God first, family second, everything else third. And you can still accomplish your goals, but don't let that take priority over your family. So anyways, now back to Sally. I love Sally McRae. I think she'd be a great dancer. She's super bubbly, super happy. She's Yellow Runner on Instagram, so her opening number costume would obviously be yellow. Duh. I think it'd be great, and I think her with Gleb, I think Gleb is great. There's been, many a partner with Gleb that has done well, so yeah. Mark Ballas, one of the more well-known pros, I would say. This is the pairing that I mentioned earlier, Janine Amapola Ward. So we have a married couple amongst the cast of Dancing with the Stars season 2026. Caleb Ward with Whitney versus Janine Amapola Ward with Mark Ballas. Caleb and Janine, if you're listening, get ready. Your time is coming. I also think Janine would win, but I could also see Caleb winning. And I'm not just saying that because they're our friends and I don't want them to think that I think one would do better than the other. Although I don't want them to think that one would do better than the other. However, I am not just saying that. I genuinely think either one of them could win. I will say though, I don't know if I'm making this up. I might be making this up, but did Janine used to dance? I might be making that up. I need to ask her. I don't know. I could sit here and think about it for a long time. But Janine's a powerhouse. She's determined. She has done 8 million things. She's super scheduled, super adult, I guess, for lack of better words. Like, she can do so many things at the same time so well. I don't know how she does it all. So I just know she would, for that reason and that reason only, be able to like compartmentalize her life and give it her all in every practice and every rehearsal that she went to for Dancing with the Stars, that would definitely reflect in her performances, then in her scores. And then she's just a great person, and America would fall in love with her. Like, let's be for real, people. She's awesome. So yeah, I think she'd do really good. Also, did you guys know that the judges' votes count for 50% of the total score? Like, voting from America counts for 50% and the judges' votes count for 50%. Didn't know that. Now you do. My last two pros. Jan, he's a new pro. He used to be Taylor Swift's backup dancer, and he also was like this big award winner in the ballroom world. He's like super famous. Like, my dad knew who he was before, like, he knew who anybody else on Dancing with the Stars was. Like, he watched Dancing with the Stars and he was like, isn't that guy that's like super famous? So Jan kind of counts as a celebrity and a pro, if I'm being quite honest. But I would pair Jan with a fitness girly influencer that I follow. Her name is Reagan Spencer. I follow her. She's really big on TikTok, and she's just like a Pilates princess kind of vibe, wellness, Whole Foods kind of girly. She's got her stuff together. Let me just say that. I mean, her morning routine is on point, okay? So whether you know this girl or you don't know this girl, I would love to watch her learn how to dance. Also, she's from Utah, and like half the pros are from Utah. Actually, I don't think she's from Utah. She's giving Utah vibes, but I saw a video that said she wasn't from Utah. Where is she from? Ohio? Idaho? I can't remember. But what I do know is that she has got her life together, it seems like, at least from online. It's just one of those, like, all the matching sets, morning walk every morning, all her supplements, just one of those people that I get really, like, zoned in on because I'm like, how do you do it? How do you do it? But again, not everything is as it seems on social media. However, it is very motivational and inspirational for me to watch because, especially as the miles get high, I don't have much energy in my mornings and throughout the day to stay super like driven on everything else. So it's nice to like consume content that makes me feel motivated. Anyways, my last person, Sasha. I added Sasha because I just love Sasha as a pro. He's not on this current season of Dancing with the Stars. He was with Jen last season. This season, he's working with the show, but he's not a pro, but he's doing like TikTok lives, and he's also in like some dance numbers I've seen. I don't know why they didn't cast him. Like, America loves Sasha, but whatever. That's not my place. Casting knows what they're doing. Whatever. I would put him with Abby Howard. So I mentioned Matt Howard at the beginning, another married couple. I would put Sasha with Abby Howard. I love Abby Howard. I think she is so funny, and she also just does not care what anyone thinks about her. Again, I listened to their podcast, so she's so bold in her opinions, and has also literally said like she just doesn't care what people think about her. She doesn't read comments. She doesn't whatever. So she's got the confident aspect down, and she's also musical theater trained. She also has rhythm, I'm sure. I've listened to podcasts of them talking about them being in ballet class together. So they've definitely got that there. And then I also just think like the married couple vibe is so fun to watch. Or like if there's someone on a cast, there was one season where Charlie D'Amelio and her mom were in the same cast. I just think things like that are so cool to have that relationship within the cast, because then you kind of see like them competing but also cheering each other on. I don't know. I think it's a really, really cool dynamic. So yeah. Anyways, that is my perfectly curated Dancing with the Stars list. Perfect as in perfect for this podcast, and it'll probably change in like 10 minutes, but that's my thoughts as of right now. But remember, one day I will be saying, vote, text Abby to 21523 to vote, because one day I will be on Dancing with the Stars. You heard it here first. In every podcast, I end with a high and low. My low for the week is that this week has been absolutely horrible with marathon training. Like last week was so great. It was such a great week. And this week has been horrible. Absolutely horrible. I'm sluggish. I'm tired. It is a deload week, which is nice. I'm cutting my miles in half, just like weekly mileage wise, which is really great. But every run just feels horrible. I feel horrible. I'm going so slow, which is fine. It's just hard when I hit like my fastest long run 3 days prior to this. It's easy to get zoned in and feel like, oh my gosh, I've lost all my fitness. Why? I guess I'm just going to quit. And I have to fight those thoughts. Even after years of doing this, I still have those thoughts. So yeah, that's kind of been a bummer, but I know I'm going to get through it. I felt like this before, so it's just part of it. My high is that Ryan and I have been really, really good lately. We've been talking about, I don't know, everything in our life. He's just recently joined me in doing content full time, which is super fun. And it's been going really well. I love seeing him be so invested in the process of something, be so passionate about work. And it's just been really fun to spend my days with him and have more intentional conversation with him now, because prior to this, he would work and I would edit or do my work, and then we would come together and in our downtime we would film. Now our work is filming, so we actually have time to like be a couple outside of like in our outside time. Like the time that we were using as our downtime to film content, now we actually have to just be a couple. So it's really nice to invest in each other in that, and I'm super excited for what's to come. So it's all because of you guys. Not to sound cringy, but I'm gonna say it. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you for watching. Let me know your dream Dancing with the Stars pairs down below, if you agree or disagree with any of my pairings. And let me know who you would want Ryan to be paired with on the current season of Dancing with the Stars, because I know I paired him with Peta, who she's not on the season right now. So I'd love to know who you'd want to see him dancing with down below. Also, if you don't know who Ryan is, that's my husband. So yeah. Anyways, okay. Love you guys. Love you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Jesus loves you. I love you. And that's life. Bye.